Hello everybody, I'm Silleaf. This will be the one-shot entitled SparkNotes by Red Lemonade on AO3. Summary. You want me to help you with your English homework, he repeated, just to make sure he wasn't imagining things. Izuku nodded earnestly, clutching his notebook like it was a lifeline. Yeah, you've always been really good at it, way better than me. I figured you'd be the best person to ask. Denki blinked at Izuku, his brain doing a double take as he processed the words that had just left his classmate's mouth. You want me to help you with your English homework? He repeated just to make sure he wasn't imagining things. Izuku nodded earnestly, clutching his notebook like it was a lifeline. Yeah, you've always been really good at it, way better than me. I figured you'd be the best person to ask. Denki's jaw slackened for a moment before he quickly recovered, trying to play it cool. Yeah, sure, totally, I could help with that. He let out a laugh that was half nerves, half excitement, his cheeks dusting pink. No one ever came to him for homework help. Most people thought he was the guy who needed help, not the one giving it. Izuku's face lit up with gratitude. Really? Thanks, Denki. I was stuck on a few translations and couldn't figure out the grammar rules. It's been driving me crazy. Denki scratched the back of his head, grinning sheepishly. No problem, man. Let's see what you've got. They settled down at a table in the common room, Izuku spreading out his notes and pointing to a particularly convoluted sentence. Denki leaned in, scanning the text. Okay, so the tricky part here is the verb tense. You're trying to say that they had been doing something before another thing happened, right? Izuku nodded eagerly, hanging on every word. Cool, so in English, you gotta say it like this. They had studied before the test. See how the past perfect continuous works here? Denki explained, sketching a quick diagram in Izuku's notebook to show the timeline. Izuku's eyes widened in understanding. Oh, that makes so much sense now. I was overthinking it. Thanks, Denki. Denki's cheeks puffed up a little at the praise, though he tried to play it off. Yeah, no biggie. English is kind of weird with all its rules, but once you get the hang of it, it's not so bad. They worked through a few more examples, Denki occasionally cracking a joke that made Izuku laugh, and Denki's heart did a little flip every time. It wasn't just that Izuku was a good student, he was also patient. He didn't roll his eyes when Denki paused to think or needed to double-check something. He didn't make Denki feel like he was just lucky to have gotten it right. When they finished the last question, Izuku beamed. You're amazing, Denki. Seriously, I couldn't have figured this out without you. Denki's face burned, and he laughed nervously. You're giving me way too much credit, but, thanks. You're really easy to help, you know? Izuku tilted his head, a curious smile tugging at his lips. Why's that? Denki shrugged, glancing down at the notes to avoid meeting Izuku's eyes. You don't make me feel dumb, I guess. You actually make me feel like I'm kind of smart, so yeah, thanks for that. Izuku's smile softened, and he reached out to squeeze Denki's shoulder. Of course, Denki, you are smart. I wouldn't have come to you if I didn't think so. Denki stared at him for a moment, then grinned wide enough to rival the sun. Well, anytime you need help, you know where to find me. And seeing Izuku beam back at him, Denki couldn't help but hope Izuku struggles just a little more with English next time, if it means he got to see that sweet smile again. Alright everybody, that concludes the one-shot entitled SparkNotes. Please make sure to check out the Discord if you haven't already. If you would like to get updates easier, get connected with people within the fanfiction community, make requests for a podfic, and more. The link to the server will be in the description. Now I hope you enjoyed, and thank you for listening.